important for us to talk about your mental health and the fact that you are going to be working from home. So you're going to be, if you're living alone, you're going to be home for prolonged periods of time. If you are quarantined, you cannot step out. So you're sitting at home, you can't leave. And yeah, if you're working from home, it's really hard if you aren't used to it, used to working remotely. And also, you can't really go out on weekends and stuff. So you're kind of stuck at home. So what do you do? To keep yourself sane, really, and also to make sure you're getting your workout. And I think that's something I've been good at because I don't know, I just from the very start structured my time. So that's the first tip I have. The first tip I have is structure your time. So if you know that you have to be, so I work in a creative industry, so I start work at 10 and I end work by like 7-ish, it depends. So what I would do is I would get up at 9, and I did stock up. So I stocked up on a lot of the essentials. I can do another video on what I stocked up on if you just like leave a comment in the description box. What description box? Guys, see this one in the comment box below. But yeah, I stocked up on a lot of food to make sure that I didn't have to step out. And in case one of us was like, there was a suspected case in our building, then we wouldn't be stuck without food. And we'd be very okay to stay at home for 14 days if we were quarantined. And we do try and, like, me and my flatmate try and do a grocery run every 2 weeks. We were trying to do that to save up on masks because there was a mask shortage where I live when this all started. Anyway, so I would get up, I would make myself some breakfast, and then I would stretch a little bit. So like just the normal stretches, you know. This is not a stretch. I can't show you on a sofa. And yeah, and then I would make myself some breakfast and I'd eat the breakfast and then I'd go shower. And then after I'd shower, I'd wear clothes that are not home clothes. You know what I mean? Like, don't wear pajamas and like an oversized shirt or like boxers and an oversized shirt, which is what I wear on weekends. Wear everything. Like I wear jeans and a nice shirt so that I feel like I'm working and there's some sense of normalcy. And then it's very important if you can try to have a desk. So try and have a desk where you can just sit down and do your work in one place and you have proper lighting. And make sure your computer is charged, and then I would just get on the computer and start working. For a really long period of time I had trainings the whole day, which was very hard because it was remote virtual trainings and to keep your attention up was hard. So if you have any remote virtual trainings and you need tips, let me know. But what I would do is I would just engage a lot. So I would like ask a lot of questions and I was doing a lot of hands-on work. And then the whole day I do my work. I take a break. So it's very hard, guys, to set boundaries when you are working from home because everyone knows you're sitting at home the whole day. And everyone knows that you can't step out. So it's very easy for your colleagues to ask you to do things all the time, but you do need to set boundaries. You have to be like, I would tell my manager, listen, I'm eating lunch from this time to this time. I can't talk, or like, yes, there was a period of time where I was working. I'm not gonna say I'm the best at it, but I was working from like 9 o'clock to 9 p.m. No, like 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. because I had so much work and there was a pitch. That's not the healthiest way to work. So I think I established those boundaries later on, and that's what I learned. Very important to set a schedule, know what you're going to do at what time, and plan your day. But also working at home comes with perks, like you can plan your own time. So if I wanted, I could work out for an hour at home and then try and finish that work I could have done in that hour earlier or later. So like gotten up earlier or done work later than I would have usually. So that brings me to exercising. So for your mental health, especially when you're cooped up inside and you can't go outdoors or you're limited in going outdoors, it's very important for you to exercise. I'm going to show you some things that are my best friends when I'm exercising at home. Again, like I don't do weights and I want to get back into it, but that's a whole different conversation. So if you do weights and you have dumbbells at home, that's a good tip. But I also have these really cool dumbbells. They're like plastic dumbbells that you can fill up with rice or sand or rocks. And if you really want to do a little bit of lifting, like not heavy lifting, you can do it in those and also save space. I think you can get them in the other market. But I will I will try and show you a picture. Again, it's in the cupboard, guys. Anyway, so this is my best friend when I'm working out at home. So this is a resistance band. You can get it at any decathlon, but you can also buy online because you can't step out a lot. And this is the lightest one, I think. Up and put this in between your legs and do squats and stuff. But there's a thicker resistance band I own, which again is not here right now, but I usually use that for travel, but nowadays I've been using it at home. I just like put it around my legs and I do all of my squats and my thigh work using that resistance band. These are really easy and you don't need a lot of space to use them. Then the other thing I have is these. So these are called sliders, okay? These are my new best friends. Like, I love them. I do a lot of Pilates, and sliders are basically a really interesting way to work your core. You can just Google a YouTube video of how to use sliders, but basically you like place them on the floor if you have like a wooden floor. You basically just need a surface where there's no carpeting, which I think most of us have, and it'll slide on the floor and you can use it to do leg work, core work mainly. The YouTube video I watch most, I'm going to link it in the description box below, is this girl called Shona Virtue, and she's Australian, and I love Shona. Like, she really focuses on health and well-being and like a holistic view on fitness and on nutrition. I love her. She has great workouts. So I usually do like her HIIT workout at home from one of her YouTube videos. She doesn't use sliders. Sliders are just something I got into because I do a lot of Pilates and I wanted something equivalent for home because I don't have something called a reformer. I'm really bored, or like when I want to like be less anxious about the fact that there's a coronavirus going around. So one of the easiest tips of keeping yourself calm is identifying. It's a method called grounding. So you do 5 things you can see. If you're feeling very anxious, this is really good. You do 5 things you can see, 4 things you can smell, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can touch, and 1 thing. What is the other sense? 1 thing you can taste. And you can do that in any order. There's really no preferred order, but that really helps you ground where you are right now and the fact that you are probably stuck at home, but there are things going on outside, like that car horn. And then there's another thing that I think that really helped me when I'm feeling like really cooped up. The sense of smell really helps. So if you can identify things that make you feel better, like for me, it's like weird things like chandan or like the smell of oranges. That really helps. Or the smell of lavender. So the 2 ways I cope with that is in the morning you can buy these online, but in the morning I take a shower with one of like my favorite soaps. So this is the Khadi India Chandan soap, this is the Khadi India Strawberry soap, this is the Forest Essentials Luxury Bitter Orange and Cinnamon soap. I think I see that. And yes, this one is really expensive, to be honest. So I only use it when I'm really feeling overwhelmed or I'm having a really bad day or I really want to feel good that day. But the Khadi ones are really reasonable and they're like so nice. So I use those every morning. So I use something that smells really nice and it lingers. I don't really use a lot of perfume, but I find that people who use their favorite perfume smell or have different perfumes for different moods, that really helps them. So if you like to do that, then go ahead and like buy your favorite perfume or replenish it and spray it all around you and it'll smell really good and you'll be stuck at home anyway, so that smell's really not going to go away. Another thing I have is a room spray. So this is the 676 candle score. So you don't get it in India, it's from America, but this is the lavender and rosemary spray. So I spray this before I go to bed on my pillow and in my room, and it's really soothing and calming and really helps me have a good night, especially if I've been stuck at home the whole day and there's really no variety to like the room I'm in because I have a small room. Yeah, so this really helps, honestly. And then the other things I use are candles. So I'll just show you how many candles I have. I have so many candles, and this is not even the start of it. Candles are my favorite thing. This is the last one. I love candles, and I think that I have different candles for different moods. And I have built up a candle collection, no jokes, over the years. I used to make candles when I was younger, and I do want to start a candle business at some point because I love them so much. Um, so yeah, I've collected a lot of candles over the years, and I have different ones for different moods, and I turn them on when I'm feeling a little low, or like I really want to focus in. I have like a focus in candle also when I'm feeling a little distracted at work because I'm just sitting at home and looking around, and like I can go down the loop of watching YouTube videos, guys. I'm also normal. Um, so I just turn on a candle. Another thing I do is art. So I do that after I'm done with work or like in my breaks. I bought these glitter pens from India. Do you remember glitter pens? These are the Flair Extra Sparkle glitter pens, and I think these make me so happy, guys, because they just like pretty, and I draw with them, I write with them. I have this coloring book, the little book of coloring for calm, so it has mandalas. So, for example, this is the one I did. I started with glitter pen. Pretty, right? And it's really helpful when you're feeling overwhelmed or like you don't have anything to do and you just kind of want to kill time. Fill them in with color pencils. These are the Faber-Castell. No, the Cameron ones. And these are my like childhood favorites. So that's really helpful coloring. It'll relax you in actually a matter of minutes, and you don't have to color within the lines, to be honest. Don't listen, like your mom is not watching. Just do whatever you want right now. No one is telling you to color within the lines. And there's so many, guys. Like there's 100. I got this from Dharamsala when I went, but you can buy this at a Crosswords if you live in Bombay. And if you live in Delhi, you can just go to Housecarls, or you can order it online on Amazon. Okay, cool. And then these are some things I got at Crossword again. These are called Quick Ride. I swear these things are not sponsored, guys. This is called Quick Ride. So I bought a pack of 2 for like 200 rupees. One is lined and one is not. I use these to write. So I use the lined ones to make a task list every morning. And I use Evernote on my computer to make a task list of what I need to do during the day, and I check it off during the day. So to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything, because it's very important to be accountable to your manager and to let them know that you're trustworthy while you're working remotely. So that really helped me. And then this is something I use to draw. And then also when I'm feeling overwhelmed, to just like write down how I'm feeling. And if I'm feeling bored or like I feel like I'm not focusing in during the day, I love to write. So this really helps me. So this is another pro tip to journal, to keep your just like mental health okay. And then the other thing I do is I read. Oh yeah, sorry. Going back to art, I've also been doing something called acrylic pouring. So this is an acrylic pour I did. This is another one. And another one. This is so shiny you can't see it. If you guys don't know, I really like shiny things. As you could have seen with the glitter pens. But yeah, so this is the acrylic pouring I've done. It's quite easy. It's quite messy. Like I'm a messy person. I don't like having boundaries. So it's really good for me because I can do a video on it if you want on how to acrylic pour. But it is quite messy. So if you have a small space and you don't have a helper or you don't like cleaning up, then it can be quite hard. But I just put newspaper everywhere and I do it, to be honest. And it doesn't really affect me. But yeah. Just live alone. That's really helpful because there's no mom around anymore, so you can do whatever you want. Anyway, sorry, that was a quick note. I also read a lot. So this is the last thing I want to tell you about today. Is I read a lot, and since it was Women's Day, see, that was like all the stuff I kept on the side. Since it's Women's Day, I wanted to take you through 4 books I own. I read a lot of stuff on the Kindle as well, it's good and it's also bad. But these are 4 books by women authors that I think have really helped me mold who I am today and really just helped me calm down. So these 2 books I'm going to go through. They're really like calming books and they like really give you perspective and you can get lost in this world. And some people don't like to read. But I'm telling you, if you get started with these 2, it's just going to get you hooked. So this is Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. Um, Tina Fey is one of my favorites. She is a comedian, she is an actress, she was on 30 Rock. If you don't watch 30 Rock, that's a really cool show. And her best friend is Amy Poehler, who's also another really cool lady comedian and actress, and they're awesome. So this is a really cool book. Look at the cover, it's so funny. Where she just talks about her journey as a struggling actor and as a woman and what she had to go through, and she makes a lot of jokes about it, so it's quite funny. This is Why Not Me by Mindy Kaling. Mindy Kaling was on The Office. She also has a really awesome show called The Mindy Project, and she represents Mindy because she is Indian origin. Is she Indian? I think she's Indian. Yeah, she's brown. Is that politically incorrect? Anyway, so Mindy is awesome. I kind of stalk Mindy, to be honest. I love her so much. I've seen her Dartmouth commencement speech. Watch that. She's so badass. She's so badass. So in this book, this was a feeling I was going through for a really long time, where I felt very excluded, and I felt like I wasn't getting opportunities. And I didn't understand why, because I was putting in 100% effort. But Mindy has a really interesting way of approaching it, and she like makes jokes about how famous she is and stuff. It's really cool. I think you just need to read it. And then how she got the Mindy Project, which was an independent project about her, really. And then she talks about love, dating, and boys. She has another book, I forgot the name of it, where she talks about like frats and stuff. Not frats, sororities. I will link that below, to be honest. I also found that book really, really good. So this is Mindy's Kaling's Why Not Me? So I did Tina Fey, I did Mindy Kaling. This is Chimamanda Americana. I can't say her full name because I'm scared I'll mispronounce it, and I respect her so much that I cannot. I cannot mispronounce it. I love Chimamanda. I just love her. Like, she has shaped my perspective as a diaspora, which means I'm Indian, but I've lived abroad for a really long time, and I think I've been around a lot of situations that she describes in her books, and like I've been through that thought process, kind of like Jhumpa Lahiri's book. Another book I would really recommend, which isn't here, is The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri. It's an old book, and then The Unaccustomed Earth. She also talks about diaspora. Anyway, let's focus on Chimamanda. So this book is Americana. It talks about a Nigerian girl who goes to America and her experiences there, and then she moves back. And this one was really, really close to me. If you guys want to ask why, romantically also, it was very close to me. And I felt very attached to the love story that's in this book. And it's not a typical love story book, guys. Like, it's a lot about what the main character went through, how her personality molded, like how she felt about moving back home, how she felt about being in a different country. So if you live outside the country you were born in, this is a really good book to read. But it's just generally an easy read, and it's like, I read it twice and I just love it. I love it. I love this book. Chimamanda has other books. She has a TED Talk, which is really badass. If you want, I can link it in the description below. Chimamanda is just awesome, guys, and she just talks about, she's just awesome. And the last one, this is incredible. This is called Homegoing by Ya Gyasi. Again, it's a book about, I don't know how to explain this book. So, Ya Gyasi wrote this book when she was 26. And it is 3 generations of Ghanaian American history in one, how many pages is this book? 305-page book. And it is just incredible to see how your life can turn out so differently based on your circumstances, and how some of these people didn't have control of their circumstances and what they've done with their lives, and how 3 generations later, I really connected with this book because I believe I know my ancestors' stories really well, and I know what they've been through, which I can talk about another day. But this book is just incredible. I would recommend you sit down on a Sunday and you sit and you read this book. And then other notable mentions, so I mentioned Jhumpa Lahiri. There's also a book called Swing Time by Zadie Smith. I would recommend that if you have time, which you do because you're sitting at home. Read that book, Swing Time. It's so good. And yeah, overall, I think these are books to get you started. If you want more recommendations, let me know. So I've taken you guys through so many tips, guys. Like, I think this can keep you busy. But the last tip I have